Hey, bro, don't forget, it ain't the first 48, bro. It's 60 minutes, bro.
We heard a whole lot of lip service, but hey, anybody can do that. But between them lines,
come with the king, you best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make like, who you with? You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked into Zone 32.
Oh shit, here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. We have a quintet tonight. My name is Jake, his name is Drew, his name is Will, his name is Trippy, and his name is BT. Say what's up to the people.
Go fuck yourself, Max. When you're listening to this, I have a request. Can you take that loudmouth bitch, Roquan, out of our intro? Fucking checking out of the fourth quarter of a fucking rivalry game. Get him off. I don't want his lip service quote anymore. Fucking pussy. All right, go ahead.
They took his helmet.
Yeah, fucking take it back. They said it was a hamstring.
It was a hamstring. It wasn't like a fucking concussion.
Yeah, go take your fucking helmet and get back on the fucking field. Don't be talking about, like, rivalries hype me up and you're not a real Raven until you beat the Steelers and blah, 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 and then you fucking check out with a hamstring injury in the fourth quarter. Once that shit fell off the bone, you get back on the fucking field. Stupid fucking face just sitting there pouting. Like, I got hardcore Nomar in 2004 when Derek Jeter did the most overrated baseball play of all time and dove headfirst in the stands, and they kept fucking flashing and Nomar on the bench there. It was just the same thing as that to me. So, yeah. So Max, take that fucking. He's on suspension. Roquan's suspended from our intro until further notice. All right, Jake, continue.
All right, there you go. So, as y'all can tell, things didn't go well on Sunday. Ravens lose to the Steelers again. Still have yet to get a victory with Lamar Jackson under center in this decade, but that is what it is. They lose 18-16. Defense played well. They finally got their heads out of their asses and actually had a decent showing. Offense struggled, which is not that surprising. That defensive line consistently gives us problems every year. But enough of me talking. Boys, it's all you. Let's start it with Drew.
All right. I guess minor positives to start. When you don't put Eddie Jackson and Marcus Williams on the field, your defense looks good. I don't know why it took 10 weeks to figure that out, but at least we figured it out. I don't want to see either one of them on the field for any significant snaps for the rest of the year. Maybe you let Marcus earn some back just because you're paying him so much fucking money, but reality is, like, that was major addition by subtraction, so good for them. And defense looked good overall. Brandon Stevens isn't good, but it looks like he lost his job too, so I'm good with that. So I guess to get into the negatives here, I'm going to start with Justin Tucker. He has missed every fucking field goal that he's missed this year to the left. It is the same fucking thing every single time, over and over again. He gets, 45 plus yards and he pushes everything to the fucking left. I see everybody on Twitter saying it's, the snap, it's the hold, it's this, it's that. Your job is to kick the ball through the fucking uprights. And Justin Tucker was really fucking good at that for 11 years, I would say. The best in NFL history at it. And then this year, the last 3 years, he's kind of fallen off a bit. It's been very bad this year. Just go on the fucking practice field and figure it the fuck out. Because I tweeted after the game that loss was squarely on Justin Tucker, and I got so much fucking pushback in my replies. And I don't understand how you can watch that game. We lost by 2. He left 6 points on the fucking board by missing kicks. It's simple math, and that's why we lost, is because he missed kicks like that. He won us so many games in the past because he did amazing things with his leg. He's now losing us games because he doesn't make routine kicks. And in the NFL, a 50-yard field goal is a routine kick now. Everybody should be able to make them if they're a kicker. So Justin Tucker is at that, put up or shut up point for me of just fucking make the kicks, man. Stop with the opera shit. Stop with the fucking excuses. Stop with fucking everything. Make the damn kicks, okay? You are the greatest kicker in NFL history. Fucking do it. And, I saw some long-winded tweet today, something about, like, people don't understand, what a difference he made in this franchise in 2012, and you're disrespecting his legacy and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes things come to an end. So if this is the end of Justin Tucker, like, thank you for all the great stuff you did, but I don't want to lose any more fucking football games because he can't do his job. And if it is Jordan Stout's holds or it is the snaps, whatever the fucking problem is, like, figure it the fuck out. You are, paid to do a job in the NFL. So just fucking do it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm not Calvin. I'm not going to pretend that I can make a 30, 40, 50-yard field goal. I could probably kick a ball 50 yards. I have no fucking idea where that ball would be going. I've shanked enough golf shots in my life to know that, like, you open your hips too much, you over-rotate, whatever the fuck happens. I don't know what the fuck his issue is. It's clearly mechanical because he misses everything to the same fucking spot. So
and he doesn't miss anything like horribly. It has like a draw on it.
Yeah.
All it be is to the left, to the left.
I read
that Beyonce song.
I
To the left, to the left. That's all you see. And people keep blaming Jordan Stout. Like, the shit don't make sense.
It might be fucking Jordan Stout. I don't know because I'm not a fucking kicker.
It can't be, bro. It can't be like he's getting, like, I don't know.
There was a video that I saw earlier. It was today or it might have been yesterday. I don't fucking remember. Of somebody, highlighting how he kind of holds the ball. He doesn't always put it down where his hand was before the snap.
Right.
And so that Tucker is expecting the ball. And we're talking like, inches here that it's off. But that
I think that matters a lot.
It does
on
matter,
the way you strike the ball.
But like he's also consistently not putting it in the right spot over and over again to the point where it's almost you can expect it to be in the wrong spot. So fucking adapt and figure it out, man. You're like, again, you are supposed to be the best kicker in NFL history, and you are missing every kick to the same damn spot. If he got, the yips and was just fucking spraying them all over the place and he had no idea where the ball was coming off his foot, like, all right, then, he lost it. But he hasn't lost any leg. Even on kickoffs, he's still kicking it as far as he used to. And it's not like we're lining him up from 60 every time and he's missing them. Like, he's missing, 47, 53, somewhere in that range. Like, he's always missing those kicks. And we just can't have that continue.
Dude, he missed an extra point left last week.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if it wasn't always to the left, and it doesn't look like he makes as solid a contact on the misses too, which again leads me to believe that like something is going on in his mechanics that he is just not kicking the ball square and it's making him miss everything left. And figure it the fuck out, man. It's
all
your
right. So
job.
to put it in baseball terms, I was noticing on like when they ran the kicks from this week, the kicks that went left, it almost looks like his leg is extended a little further. So like the ball's further away from his body. So like in baseball terms, if a ball's outside and you roll over on it, you're going to roll over on it and you're going to pull it.
Yeah, because your arms are overextended and you're, getting around the ball instead of going with the ball.
Yeah.
Or it's the same thing, again, I slice fucking everything off the tee in golf because I come across the ball. And so I put the fucking side spin on it and it, kicks off to the left. Like that's.
Yeah. So that's where I think when I noticed anyway, like the way, if you look at like the contact point, the way his body is, he doesn't look as like his feet don't look set right to me. It looks like he's stretching. He's like reaching. So that could definitely be the hold. It could be that he's expecting the ball to be closer to his plant foot than it ends up being, and then he's reaching, and then he's pulling the ball up to the left because he's overcompensating. So who knows? But it needs to get fucking fixed. And again, and you know who this goes back to? Who I've had a fucking problem with for 2 years now is Chris Horton. He's the fucking special teams coordinator. He needs to be on top of this shit. He needs to understand why it's happening and fucking fix it.
Before I get into coaching, I just want to point out again, anybody who argues the fact that Tucker's missed kicks cost us that game is retarded.
Oh, okay? For sure.
I'm tired of the, but what about John Harbaugh or EDC drafted, fucking somebody in the 6th round, and that's why we lost that game. Or, David Ajabo was a healthy scratch and George Pickens played, and so that's why we lost. No, we lost because we had 6 points on the board and we did not get those 6 points because Justin Tucker missed the kicks. Don't overthink things. It's that simple.
In the last, I think it was 9 games, whatever it is, 10 games, 11 games, whatever the fucking, I forget what it was. But Pittsburgh has won all but one. So I think it's 8-1 or 9-1. Or are they 10-1 now? 9-1, whatever it is.
They're 8-1.
They have never scored more than 20 points. If you score more than 20 points against the Steelers, you are going to beat them. They don't play well against us. Their defense plays well.
We just play worse.
Even this week, I don't even know if their defense played that well. It's just that the offense made mistakes. So like, if you can, and for the Ravens to not be able to score over 20 points, it's crazy. This fucking offense is historically great. So scoring 21 points should not be a big ask. It shouldn't.
So we left 6 points on the board with missed kicks.
Yep.
We had very stupid turnovers.
Which led to 9 points in favor of the Steelers.
Derrick Henry's fumbles, that's rare. I can give him a pass for fumbling. It still hurt us. Isaiah Likely, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, that's the one situation you cannot fumble. You got to protect the ball in that situation. You can't get fucking stripped there. And he did. And then you had that fluke Justice Hill interception fumble. Honestly, that should have been called a fumble, but whatever. He got the ball taken from him.
Yeah, it should have been a fumble.
But it doesn't matter. Like, you caught the ball, wrap it up and go to the ground. This is just stupid fucking mistakes. Reminded me. I'm off the Rashad Bateman hate bandwagon. I'm no longer going to actively look for reasons to make fun of him because on Sunday he made 2 catches that were fucking huge. He had the one where he got fucking crushed by Patrick Queen after he caught the ball and he held on to it. And then Zay had the drop and Bateman bailed him out with a catch on 3rd down. So
100%.
I'm not a Bateman believer. I'm not going to say that, he's the greatest wide receiver ever. I'm also not going to go out of my way to give him shit anymore because that's what all I've been asking for from him.
So I think you and I both came up. I forget what the hypothetical target was for him to be a contributor at his pay level and against expectations, all that shit. And I feel like he's right on pace for that. He may even exceed it. So if he's doing what we ask, great. I have no problem with what he did this week at all. I think he played really well. And like you said, the one that really impressed me was the ball that was like a hospital ball that he caught and took the hit and held on to it. Yeah. And bailing out Zay. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it was a play that needed to be made, but but him being a guy that you can rely on for that, or
he has been I don't know what the right word is. Like he seems to be a guy that comes and goes with the team, Bateman in the past. So if other wide receivers drop passes, he was a guy that would get infected by the drops real quick.
Yeah, true.
And he would make a drop,
or he was the infection. But
but it was always he was a mistake compounder. He was never really the first guy to make a mistake, but he would always, again, we shot ourselves in the foot and he'd pull out a fucking AK-47 and shoot the other foot 10 times. That was always kind of what he did. And covering for Zay there was the exact opposite of that. He has bought himself, if he makes a drop here or there because, shit happens and people make physical mistakes, I'm no longer going to go out of my way to get on him for that because that's all we've ever asked of him is to just, and he also didn't get up and gloat and, act like it was the greatest thing in the world. He got up and got back to the line of scrimmage and kept playing the game. He just did his job and did what he was supposed to do and kept his fucking mouth shut. That's all I can fucking ask for from him.
Yeah. Now here's a little bit of a caveat to what you're saying because I agree with everything, but the caveat is that his dick riders do not behave the same way. So
they're losers,
I see people saying they're doing this. What about Zay? Zay dropped a ball, but nobody's on Zay. And Bateman dropped one staring into the direct rays of the sun, staring at a solar eclipse. And hey, okay, you want to rule that one out because of the sun, fine. The worst drop of the two he had in that game was the previous one, the third down where the ball just hit him in the hands on a slant. And
what I would love to know
for no reason, there's no sun, no nothing.
No, he just
shut the fuck up.
But what I would
Dick
love to know
Riders.
about these, what about Zay people? Like, okay, that was a horrific drop from Zay. Okay, he turned his head over his shoulder and was looking to do with, looking what he could do with the ball before he actually caught it. That is like football 101. He took his head off the ball and he fucking dropped it. Do you want me to tweet like, oh, go back to beating your girlfriend? Like, he's done enough.
It don't even matter though, bro, because at the end of the day, he bait up. His next catch was what? A touchdown.
It was a
touchdown. Exactly right.
That should have, in theory, put us in a position to tie that game.
Raven fans just want to argue about anything, bro. We win, they argue about something. We lose, it's war. Like, no matter what, bro, until I guess we win the Super Bowl.
Zay has done enough.
Here's a good comment from Pigtown Sports. The difference between is Zay drops ball once every 6 games. Bateman drops once every 2 games.
Well, and Zay has
I don't know about every 2 games. Maybe every game he got a drop.
And Bateman will have a game where he drops multiple balls. That's it. It's like he's not like
for 4 years, has 1,600 yards and 8 touchdowns, and Zay's in year 2 and has like 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns. So like you can't compare the two of them. You know what I mean? Zay has done enough to allow me to overlook his mistakes. And fine, like if people want to be, fair, whatever the fuck the word is, and that I should be tweeting shit about Zay when he drops balls, yeah, fine, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like he's done enough to earn, I don't know what the right word. He's done enough to earn leniency, I guess. So, yeah, I'll give Zay a pass. Speaking of Zay and the touchdown to put us in, position to tie it, our coaching was fucking atrocious on Sunday.
Oh,
and I don't know who the fuck designed that 2-point play, but like everybody blew their blocking assignments on that. I think it was Emmanuel Acho tweeted out a video of essentially what he thought people were supposed to do for their blocking assignments. And it was like Nelly was supposed to, aggressively chip the guy coming off the edge so that he could clear a way for, 2 guys, the 2 pulling guards to kind of like, essentially score Lamar into the end zone.
It was almost like it was like basically like a run right off the edge, not all the way around.
Right. So,
to the pylon.
Nelly blows that. Likely was supposed to kind of double team to start and then work his way into the end zone to stop. I think it was it was either a linebacker or a safety at the second level. I don't know. Didn't do that at all. Like that play just went to shit immediately off the snap. My issue is that why do you have Nelson Aguilar as the guy? This is the second time this year that's happened, where Nelson Aguilar is your make or break block on a play, and both times it's failed. So, whether it was Todd, whether it was John, I don't know who called that fucking play. Idiot. Like,
yeah.
This is
so hold on. I just want to hold on. We got a comment from Zamboni here. Like we seem to go off script. Okay, that notwithstanding, there is no play design in the fucking playbook where Nelly is basically going into pass protection sets, like backing up blocking. He's a fucking wide receiver.
He's not a fucking blocker. And
he's going to be downfield blocking. He's going to be going straight ahead. He's not going to be backing up into the backfield blocking 2 guys.
No, so he wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to aggressively come off the snap and and push somebody back and clear a lane. But like he's a small guy. That's not what the fuck he does. Yeah. So if you want him to block, like he's the guy you jet sweep across and kind of get him with a head of steam to run into like a blitzing corner or something like that.
Exactly. Basically, he seals the edge. The guards come through and clear a hole, and Lamar runs right off the left tackle. That's basically what the play was, probably.
Okay, so I saw people online saying that the Steelers called the timeout before our first 2-point conversion attempt. I believe after the game, John said that they had 2 plays. They went to go call the first play. They called the first play. Steelers obviously called timeout. And so they went with play number 2. and people were saying that John should have called the timeout. If John called a timeout there, we didn't get the 2-point conversion, and then we'd end up losing because they would run the fucking clock out. So I'm fine with not calling the timeout there. My issue is that is a poor play design from the start. That, again, you have a play that hinges on Nelson Aguilar's ability to block a fucking linebacker. That is just fucking stupid. Like, we cannot do shit like that. We had 15 penalties, something like that. You know, undisciplined, stupid football.
Oh, it's crazy amount of penalties, yeah.
Again, you know, I actually read, I think it was Max actually tweeted that before the year, it was John Harbaugh that was pushing the ref should have training camp 2 shit. And he's been the most vocal about referees essentially being held to the same standard as everybody else. And I think Max's theory was that maybe that's why the refs are harder on us than on other teams. I could see that they are, because they are calling legitimate penalties. That's the one thing that people are like, oh, that's a bullshit call. It's not a bullshit call. We did commit all of those penalties. And the issue is that when the Ravens are essentially getting pulled over for going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. Okay, that is speeding
like
by the
a great example of this.
Law.
Yeah, a great example is the Macari illegal downfield.
Yeah, he
was laying on the fucking ground.
Yeah,
you know.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm sick of his ass, bro. I think he get that fucking flag on him every week, bro. Every week.
He needs to get. He
leads
benched.
the league. He leads all offensive linemen.
Bro,
I
don't know. Like, at this point, bro, put Andrew Voorhees back in, bro. Like, I know the
all starts are holding.
jealous.
No, it's holding. He leads all offensive linemen.
It don't matter, bro. Every time, bro, it's always illegal man downfield, 65. I hate that shit, bro. Like, every time, bro.
And like, they are, what irritates, they are legitimate penalties. Okay, like we are doing these things that we're getting flagged for, but they're like, we're under a fucking microscope, and John Harbaugh should know that he put that target on our back with these fucking comments to the media, essentially, about what he thinks that referees should do. Like, you got to coach a better game. You got to be more disciplined going in. Again, another loss where we just got away from the run with Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter. And we were not, we were chasing 8. We weren't chasing 21. You know, when you abandon the run in the fourth quarter because you're chasing 3 touchdowns, I get it, because you got to pass, you got to score quick, running kills the clock. It was a close game. It wasn't something that, like, we needed to abandon the run, but we did. You brought Derrick Henry in to seal those kind of games for you. And it wasn't like he was getting stuffed every time he ran. I would say that I think Derrick Henry ended up with 68 yards, right? Ballpark correct there.
It was 13 for 65.
Okay, it was 13 for 65. I would guess that he really had 17 for 95 if you factor in all the holds that got called back. So, I'm talking like,
I think he had 16. I think he had 3 holds on runs that came back, and then he had a catch that came back on.
That came back.
What the call was.
That means you're getting close to that magic number of 20 touches for Derrick Henry at that point, where, after 20 carries, he's kind of wore down the defense, and that's when he's going to start, really capitalizing on it. So rather than getting away from the run, give him the ball a couple more times. I understand they kept getting called back as penalties, whatever, but like, I don't know. I think it's dumb to have Derrick Henry and to not use him. Again, just unprepared. Things don't go the way you expect them to do, to go. And this team has no resiliency, no ability to just forget the last play and move forward to the next one. It just always seems like when shit goes wrong, it goes really fucking wrong for us. And our commander-in-chief, John Harbaugh, does not step in and steady the ship. I've not really been a huge proponent of firing Harbaugh in the past. He's getting to the point for me where it's like, I think it's time. I don't know. I don't want to say he's lost the locker room. He's not a bad coach by any stretch of the imagination, but like, something's got to give. You need a steadier hand, in these close games. And I feel like we just don't have that. I don't know why. I don't know where he lost his edge, I don't know if it's partially players and that he's not, we put this focus on since Ray Rice on drafting these, goody two shoes pussy type players that like we need some assholes and we need John Harbaugh to, flex his muscles and fucking calm shit down. And stop with you have Lamar Jackson, like, fuck it, let him play. Like, that's not a good strategy for when you're chasing a score. It's none of this, like, oh, Lamar, put on the fucking cape and save us. Like, steady the ship, have a real fucking plan of winning the game, and just fucking stick to it. That's where I'm getting frustrated with the coaches, personally. I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but, like,
No,
you're right.
That's how I feel, too, because, like, I'm starting to wonder, right, like,
John Harbaugh has to have a plan instead of a concept of a plan.
But that's not even just John Harbaugh, right? Them as the players, right? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, and I agree with Drew, right? Like, now I'm not condoning what Ray Rice did, but I mean, let's be real. Like, sometimes that shit do happen behind closed doors. The only thing about it was that shit just happened on camera. But at the end of the day, Ray Rice was a dog. And I think that's what it is, right? We ain't got enough dogs on the team, bro. You feel me? Because
don't hit your wife. Don't hit your wife. But if you hit fucking opposing player laid out of bounds, so fucking what? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Because it don't make sense. And I was going to ask you, Drew, like when the play calling go in, like who the fuck is calling like the play calling like this certain type of personnel, this type of package? Because like Derrick Henry ain't getting not one fucking touch. Not one touch the fourth quarter. And even if he didn't get no touches in the fourth quarter, why he wasn't in on that fucking 2-point conversion, mind you? And that's what I don't understand, right? And I agree with you, Drew. Like, I'm not on the fire Harbaugh joint, but I think it's time because you gotta think about it, right? A lot of Steelers fans were saying fire Mike Tomlin, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about it, this motherfucker called a timeout when we was going for a 2-point conversion, and we went out and we basically let them bishops and say, you know what? Fuck it. Call another play. And another play that we called was fucking bullshit, if you ask me. Like, it's just it don't make no sense. Like
Mike Tomlin
when the fuck this shit gonna stop?
Mike Tomlin has made some kind of deal with the devil or sacrificed like some children that we haven't heard about before. I don't know what the fuck that man did, but like when it comes to these situations of close games, it just seems like everything goes the Steelers' way against us. I don't know the fuck he did to cause this, but like that is the difference between Harbaugh and Tomlin to me, is that Harbaugh always seems to make the wrong call in that situation, and Tomlin seems to make the right call in that situation. And has the game passed John by? Does John not relate to the younger players anymore? Have we, put too much of an emphasis on drafting these, good people instead of good football players? I don't really know what happened and what is fully to blame, but I feel like you can benefit from a change in leadership from a coaching standpoint. I would like John Harbaugh to still be around and still be involved in the organization because I think he's done a good job building a culture. I do think that he has some, Hall of Fame elite talents when it comes to like managing a roster and dealing with, egos and shit like that. But I don't know if on Sunday he's the guy that you want on the sideline anymore. And that's kind of where I've started to land on this. I think that we have some fucking lunatic fans who are way off the fucking rails when they're talking about, firing Harbaugh and firing EDC and fucking, I don't know, like sink Biscotti's yacht and make him sell the team. Like a lot of wild shit gets thrown around.
Biscotti.
I'm not really Biscotti. Fuck you.
Biscotti.
But I feel like we have a sect of fans who are fucking lunatics at this point and will like go way over the edge that way. The reality is that
we also have the opposite of that.
Yeah,
where
who are
people
like,
are writing fucking dissertations about Harbaugh's accomplishments like it means fucking anything about what's going on right now.
But see, like the thing I don't like about Harbaugh, right? And I think y'all can agree with me, right? It's like we draft these players and we don't put them on the field. Like Ben Cleveland, for instance, right now, even if he's not going to be a starter, Why y'all don't have a package for him? Like I just don't understand. Like you got a Andy Reid, right? The Chiefs. They be bringing in extra linemen. They got all these different plays. Now I ain't saying we gotta be like them, but just like
You got
you know what I mean,
he's got
use our
no
bit. Like I just don't
creativity.
understand.
He does not foster an environment of creativity from the offensive side of the ball specifically.
Well, and hey, by the way, Trippy, Cleveland, when he did come in as an extra lineman on one play, and we scored a touchdown.
Right,
Yeah.
and then where he was at again, and then another thing is
And
right,
he was the guy who created the hole for the touchdown.
right, and look, another thing is right, like Drew said, why the fuck did it take the week 11 for Adarius Washington to be the fucking starting safety?
Agreed,
Hello, like
100%.
what's going on?
And this is my
Like-
Harbaugh issue with, I don't know, roster management's the right word, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is that he gets these guys who either, fit this image that he wants of your starting safety and he'll put them out there, or he has guys who like get in his doghouse for some stupid reason. I've asked a lot of people what the fucking problem with Ben Cleveland is and like why he doesn't get a shot. And the only answer that I've gotten that he's a fucking moron and doesn't understand the playbook, which is probably somewhat accurate.
Who?
I don't think Ben Cleveland. I've had people tell me that
okay.
Ben Cleveland is dumb as rocks and can't figure out his assignments, but like I feel like after 4 years, that's probably like, Ben, go block the guy in front of you. Like I think he can figure that out. But that the biggest issue Harbaugh has with them is that he doesn't practice hard enough, which is fucking stupid. I hate to channel my inner Allen Iverson, but like we're talking about practice, not a game, practice. Like fuck practice. Nobody fucking cares about practice, John. Put the best fucking 11 players on the field on both sides of the ball and win football games. Enough of this stupid shit of you want these, perfect guys who try their ass off in practice. If you ask John Harbaugh, he'd have a roster of 53 James Proshades who are not great on the field, but bust their ass in practice because that's what John Harbaugh cares about. And it's fucking stupid at this point. Nobody gives a fuck about what you do in practice. Everybody cares about what you do on Sunday during the fucking game for those 60 minutes. So, like, enough of the dumb shit. Enough of the fucking, let's bring Makari works hard. And Makari's, really busted his ass his whole career for us. So let's throw him a fucking bone and let him start this year. No. How about, enough of this fucking Daniel Falele, he's a project. Like, no. Fuck that. I want to win. You got to stop, this nonsense of sacrificing wins for essentially hard workers in practice. It's fucking stupid, John. Like, enough of it already. Yeah, again, I feel like that's another reason why we don't see like a Deontay Johnson on the field more. I feel like he doesn't practice hard. I feel like, he's got the issues with Ben Cleveland practice-wise. Tre'Davious White is better than Brandon Stevens already. I think
100%.
Will talked about the McVay
Agreed.
quote about how, Tre'Davious White
1,000%.
Tre'Davious White looked like shit in LA because he really shouldn't have been playing because he was a little too injured. And so now he comes over to Baltimore.
He was too early off of an Achilles tear.
Yeah, and so he comes over to Baltimore and he doesn't quite look like the Bills' Tre'Davious White, but he looks a lot better than he did before.
Hey, that play in the end zone looked good. Imagine that was Brandon Stevens, Drew.
Yeah, Brandon Stevens still can't turn his fucking head around.
He would have got cooked.
Oh
Right.
yeah, that would have been a touchdown, 100%. Pickens makes that catch if Trey White doesn't have his arm in between the two hands.
We've had fucking Nate Wiggins here all fucking year. Why is he not on the field more than Brandon Stevens?
Right.
Hello.
Well,
I'm trying to understand.
so-
And Drew, that's what I'm going back to. Is that a hardball thing? Because I'm trying to understand, like, why the fuck the dog's not on the field? It don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like,
So Wiggins wouldn't be on the field for Stevens because Stevens plays right cornerback and Wiggins plays left. They don't move around, but Marlon can play right. Marlon can play right cornerback, but now we have Trey White. So Trey White, and then I think it should be Trey White starting, and maybe you rotate in Stevens, occasionally if you need him to. But
like a dime package type deal. He's just CB4 at this point, which is fine, whatever. Brandon Stevens is great at sticking with a guy on a route. Brandon Stevens is horrific at playing the football. there is a spot for a guy like that who has those kind of coverage skills, but it's not being your starting outside corner.
It's not on the X. It's not
No.
not trying to lock down the X. No, yeah, exactly. Right. So
get, fucking learn your personnel that you have and stop putting people in positions to fail. And it doesn't matter if Brandon Stevens is the hardest working fucking guy during practice. Okay. It doesn't fucking matter during the game. At some point, he is going to get burnt because he doesn't turn his fucking head around. And sometimes those plays come back to fucking haunt you. Again, he only gave up, I think it was like one big catch to Pickens, but that was enough. That put him in field goal range. That gave him 3 more points. That made those Tucker missed kicks hurt more. Like, we got to stop with this shit.
Yep.
It's infuriating. And then I feel like Roquan, I have not seen people get on Roquan the way that I'm about to. I kind of, previewed it before, but like as a team, that should not be your fucking leader. Okay. You should not have your leader be a guy who checks out of a fucking rivalry game. That's a 1-score game like that. That is a fucking slap in the face of the team. People got mad at Marlon leaving with 50 seconds left, which he did say that, like, he's stupid and didn't know how many timeouts the Ravens had left. Okay, I don't know. That's kind of like a childish non-leader move to walk off field like that because you lost. I don't love that, but I can live with that. Roquan is the loudest fucking talker before a game and in the media and is, gives all these fucking corny-ass hype speeches, but then between the lines, like he says in the fucking quote before the podcast, like, he doesn't do shit. He's a fucking pussy. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of that guy who's supposed to be the identity of this defense, and he's a fucking bitch. He can't come off the fucking field in that situation. I don't give a fuck what's wrong with your hamstring either. Like, let's be honest, unless that shit's torn off the bone and you can't fucking walk, you should be fighting the fucking training staff to get back on the field. Instead, I got to see his sad fucking face on the sideline during the game. That's probably the most mad that I am of anything that happened. Was that fucking, there was that visual of them zooming in on Roquan's face, and I had PTSD flashbacks to fucking Nomar. Like, I can't, I don't want that guy to be the identity of the team anymore because he's everything that's wrong with the fucking team. He's he seems like a guy who shows up early to practice and works hard at practice and says all the right things in the fucking media. Like, I want an asshole. I want a Terrell Suggs. I want a fucking, somebody who's out getting arrested and fucking beating people up at a bar or something like that. Like, where's the fucking edge to this team? We don't have any of it. They were beating the shit out of Marlon late after plays, and nobody was fucking stepping up and coming in and, cleaning somebody out. Where's the late hit on Russell Wilson to be like, hey, fuck you, don't touch my cornerback? Why wasn't fucking Roquan coming up the gap and just fucking lighting up Russell Wilson? Where's the guy that's going to do something like that on the defense? That's Elvis Gerback. Fuck you.
That's what I'm wondering when you were gonna notice.
It just loaded out of my screen. But
you sure? Or that's a Dante Stallworth jersey?
Dante Stallworth killed the guy, so he would fit the profile of like a criminal that I'm looking for. But
Dante Stallworth also almost died in a hot air balloon accident, which is the most interesting thing.
Did we sign him after that accident, or that was before the accident?
It was before. I think the accident. You're talking about the accident where he killed someone?
Yeah.
We signed him after that.
Yeah, he killed someone. He did like 90 days in prison, and then we signed him. So
he was on the Dolphins. No, he was.
Oh,
he was on the Dolphins when that happened. That was in Miami.
I thought he was on the Pats when that happened.
Yeah, he was on the Pats.
I thought he was okay.
He was on the Browns. I think he was on the Browns when that happened.
So we were all wrong. But
I think he went to the Patriots after that happened.
He was in the NFL when it happened. I'm positive of that one.
And I'm almost
right.
I'm almost positive he was on the Dolphins when it happened, but maybe I'm just remembering because he was in Miami.
They might have been playing the Dolphins, or he might be from Miami. Who the fuck knows?
Well, I think he was on the Dolphins for a while. He was on the Saints for a while, and then I think he was on the Dolphins after that, and then to the Browns, or maybe I'm just imagining he was on the Dolphins because he killed some guy in Miami. I don't know. That could be the case.
What did Pigtown Sports say? I feel like it says Flacco, so it must be an intelligent statement.
It says I was roommates with Mike Flacco during spring training during that signing, and Joe was down there with us. He was real excited.
Okay. Oh, for Stallworth, yeah. Yeah, Stallworth was a Flacco guy. He runs straight and fast, so Flacco can just kind of lob it up and get the pass interferences. But No, I mean, I hate still burying Roquan for this, but like, you got paid all that fucking money. They kind of anointed you the leader of this fucking defense, and you're a pussy. So what the fuck? Coming out of that game was like the biggest slap in the fucking face. Nobody else seems to be as mad about it as I am. Maybe I'm just a fucking lunatic. I don't know, but like that shit bothers me when I got to see his fucking face on the sideline. And Trippy said before we were recording,
I think you're a lunatic, bro.
That's fine. I'm happy.
I mean, we all got to be lunatics to be on this show.
We
to be
Just a
honest.
little bit.
We all agree with that.
We need that.
No, hey Drew. Only reason why I say you're a lunatic, right? But I mean, you got your own opinion because you gotta think about it, right? He just was literally out the game. The motherfucker said, "Fuck that." I'm pretty sure he's like, "Fuck that." I'm going back in, right? And then I guess something was wrong, so it's like, why?
The fact that they took his helmet does
right, and now they took his helmet. So that's why I was saying, like, when I saw them take his helmet, I'm like, damn, that shit
There's
gotta
fucking
be serious.
53 guys on the sideline. Take one of their goddamn helmets and go on the fucking field, Roquan. Figure it the fuck out. Lead.
But
I mean, I
none of those other helmets have the green dot.
You tell me one of those
Yeah, that's
medical nerds is gonna fucking take Roquan Smith's helmet away from him and he can't fucking take it back? Like, no, they're doctors. They're fucking losers too. Take your fucking helmet back and go on the fucking field.
That's a shot at Civ.
That's a direct shot at Civ. What a dick move.
That's shot at Tom. Tom's.
Oh, well. Thank you, Drew.
I revoked his medical license, so you don't have to worry about that.
Speaking of Tom, before we get into the Chargers game, we have to address the real culprit in the room. So, don't know if any of y'all know this, but back in the day when Russell Wilson played for the Denver Broncos, they played in London against the Jaguars. He was famously caught on camera on the airplane doing high knees before the game. So anything involving high knees is associated with Russell Wilson. We had Dr. Tom, quote unquote, the crazy Dallas Buyers Club looking man, on our podcast.
As a pony.
And what did he do before we played the Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson? He did the high knees.
He might be watching this right now. He did have a comment earlier.
He did. It's right here.
Yep. He was the first two comments.
What do you say?
He wants to see Drew kick from 50 yards next episode. Not until Calvin kicks his field goal.
How about
Drew said he would never do that because he couldn't. No.
Retard.
Yep.
Learn how to fucking
exactly.
God damn.
Yep. So to get back to my point, because of Tom's juju of doing the Denver Broncos thing, supporting Russell Wilson, that led to a butterfly effect of events happening. Because he's also been outspoken about Patrick Queen. That next game, after we had him on, Lamar gets hurt and misses the rest of the year. The Broncos going to lose while our season's ruined.
You're bearing the lead on that game. That's also the James Prochet interception game.
Yes, the triple, quadruple coverage game because he threw it straight to Justin Simmons.
Arguably could be quintuple coverage. If you zoom out a little further, there's a fifth guy.
There was arguably half of the defense was closer to the Ravens receiver than any other person on the field. So
right. Yeah.
And because old Mr. Tom has not gone public and saying apologizing for those high knees because he's revealed to be a Russell Wilson fan. Russell Wilson goes to the Steelers. Shortly after Russell Wilson goes to the Steelers, one of Tom's favorite players that he likes to talk shit about, Patrick Queen, goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. What winds up happening this week? Everything goes to shit.
Yeah,
Justin Tucker regularly makes kicks at Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, whatever you want to call it. Because of Tom's high knees and the butterfly effect, it caused him to miss those two kicks. What caused the fumbles and everything going to shit is Tom's high knees. So really, the number one culprit for this bullshit this week is Tom. So we as a collective podcast all need to rebuke him until he publicly apologizes for those high knees.
So do we need a show apology?
You didn't even have to present such a strong case. You could have just said, "Hey, fuck Tom. Are you in? Yeah, I'm in. Fuck yeah."
That's fair, but I'm a man who likes to back up his arguments. But in short, fuck Tom.
I just want to piggyback off that. It's a fucking horrific look to have Patrick Queen have the game that he had on Sunday and pussy ass Roquan sit out the end of that game.
Oh yeah.
Just to add to my. Also, anybody who wants to blame Lamar Jackson for this loss on Twitter, just drop your address and I'll come fucking fight you. That is the dumbest fucking take of all time. I'm not one of these
he wasn't good.
No, he was not.
Crazy Lamar defenders like that we have a ton of. You know,
I mean, I'm pretty sure you know my address, but like Will said, I ain't gonna hold you,
he
bro.
wasn't
Like,
good.
I'm not even gonna be it.
No, Drew won't argue with that. Drew knows he wasn't good.
Yeah, but he's not the number one culprit as to why we lost.
Hey, Drew, I saw a video yesterday,
or
right?
even number two.
I saw
like he might be last.
2 plays, right? That shit made me so mad. I didn't want to watch no more. My homeboy picked me up today. We out tilling this shit. He said, "Yo, look at this video, bro." And I watched the whole video. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He missed a couple wide open like receivers, bro. Now
I know the exact video you're talking about.
But here's my problem with this. Again, the people that I want to have drop a fucking pin or meet me in Temecula or whatever fucking whatever I got to say here, are the ones who are like, it's fully Lamar Jackson's fault. Lamar did not have a good game. Lamar did not play up to Lamar MVP standards. If Lamar has to play perfect for 17 fucking games a year to win all of those games, that's a fucking problem. You know, you should be able to play, or you should be able to win football games, especially against teams like the Steelers who don't score a lot of points, with Lamar having an average or below average showing. He did miss some open guys. He did have some overthrows. You know, I think he had Deontay Johnson twice. One of them, Johnson kind of gave up on the route. It wasn't really a great throw to begin with. And then that one in the corner of the end zone, again, like not a great thrown ball. There was something that Deontay Johnson should have brought in. But there were a lot of plays like that where I don't think Lamar made the best throw or made the best read. And fine, he wasn't even human, but he was, you know, closer to an average NFL quarterback than an MVP on Sunday. I fucking hate people who are like, that's why we lost. It's not why we lost. If our entire team is built on Lamar putting on a fucking cape, and that's the only way you can win football games, it's not fucking sustainable for 17 regular season games and however many postseason games in a row you need to win the fucking Super Bowl. So you're fucking
turnovers and Justin Tucker are the reason.
Right. So
just straight up.
Okay, here's just like a blanket response to anytime someone wants to blame the game on Lamar. The alternative to Lamar is Josh Johnson. Would Josh Johnson have had a better game than Lamar? No.
He would have thrown 5 interceptions.
Right. Lamar was not his sharpest day by any stretch. But
I would love for him to be MVP Lamar every fucking game. It's just not realistic.
Your other Tom's here.
By the way,
Tom P, grow some hair.
This is a Patriots.
LOL the Steelers. Fuck you. Drake May is fucking pussy too.
Thank you, Izzy. Exactly
What do you
right.
say?
Even if JT makes one kick, we win the game. 100%. Yeah.
Isaiah likely doesn't fumble that ball. He doesn't fumble that ball.
Also,
The fucking
the
game.
Justice Hill pick, which probably wasn't a pick, was otherworldly. All I could do was laugh. That was from Zamboni.
Only critique you can even throw on that is that, okay, if Lamar catches it in stride, he catches it in stride, was it Peyton Wilson can't make a play on the ball.
Again,
but that being said,
like if the
you can't let someone take the ball out of your fucking hands.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect. It was a fucking catch. He caught the ball. Hold on to the fucking ball, dude. If the ball hits your fucking hands, catch it, and also complete the catch. Do not give the ball to the other team. Before this week, I didn't know that we needed to go that far with the explanation of what you should do when the ball's thrown to you. But I'm gonna walk the Ravens receivers through it. You run your route. You know where you are in the progression, so you know when to get your head around. Okay, look for the ball. See the ball. Put your hands out. When the ball touches your hands, squeeze it, and then possess it, and then either run with it or be tackled. But don't let the other team take it away from you. That's everything you need to know to do your job.
Especially the Steelers. Or
step by step. So
no,
BT, I don't think I haven't seen anybody saying Justice Justice Hill did nothing wrong. I mean, it's kind of a fluke play. It is.
It was a great play by Peyton Wilson, but still, fucking don't do that. Just
Right.
catch
But
the fucking
nobody.
ball.
And I also haven't seen a single human say that we lost because of Justice Hill. I wouldn't say that. We lost because of Justin Tucker. Period. End of story. We lost because of Justin Tucker. He has one job to do. Well, I guess two: kickoffs and field goals / extra points. So, kicking the ball to score points or kicking the ball after we score points.
And
So-
going backwards a little bit towards the backups, quarterback backups. Even if Josh Johnson wasn't available, is Leary beating the Steelers? Question.
You're signing Ryan Tannehill. At that point.
That's always the question is when you have a question, any sort of like doubt in your quarterback is okay. The answer has to be on your roster. You're not going to go find a quarterback on the street who's better than what you already have on your roster.
If you want to have the dumb hypothetical argument that Lamar played like a 15 to 20 ranked quarterback in the NFL on Sunday, and that's not his normal top 5 performance, and so that didn't help the team, sure, I'm all for that. And my counter to that would be, again, expecting Lamar to be a fucking superhero every Sunday is retarded. He's not.
Yeah.
Nobody can do that.
Exactly.
Nobody is good for 17 fucking games in a row plus the playoffs. And if you can't win football games while Lamar just gives you an average showing, like there's a lot wrong with the fucking team. So that's why I want to, again, just you think the game on Sunday's on Lamar, drop me a pin and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Assholes.
People saying that are stupid.
And then Zamboni said that the universe decided we weren't winning that. Just unreal.
Yep.
No, we decided we weren't winning that. It wasn't the fucking universe. It was Ravens were like Ravens are undefeated this year. They either beat themselves or they beat the other team. So
Yep.
Pretty much.
That and that Art Rooney black voodoo magic and shit.
But
Yeah.
the Ravens could
That's some
and
Tomlin
should have
blood
won
magic
every
right
game.
there.
And this is deja vu. Last year I remember saying this on this podcast. Last year we were at a point, I think we may have been 12 or 13 games into the season. And I said, we could and should be undefeated right now. The only reason we lost these games is because we fucked ourselves. So
we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah. And when it's year after year, that's where we go back to what we talked about to start the show. The only continuity across the board here is the head coach.
Yeah, some dumb fuck. I don't know if I want to expose who Will and I speak to privately about this kind of stuff. It was like, we've only lost 8 games in the last 2 years, blah, 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 blah. Like, you guys are a bunch of spoiled idiots, we keep losing the same goddamn way. It's fucking annoying. Like, it doesn't matter. It matters in context. Like, we are much better off than a lot of fucking other NFL franchises. We're not the Bengals, okay? Like, we're not a poverty team. I understand that.
Yeah,
so,
our players get 3 meals a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, but they don't have to walk across a fucking city street and under homeless person bridge to get to practice. Fine, cool. Who has it better than us? Nobody. Whatever dumb shit you gotta want to fucking say. When we lose those 8 games the same fucking way every time, it's annoying. Like that's where the frustration comes from. Is that it's not that we suck. It's that we're so close to winning and we're so close to being a legitimate Super Bowl winner. And this dumb shit keeps getting in our way. That's where it gets. It's the same thing over and over again. We lose every one of these games for the same fucking reason. And I'm just like, I don't want to see another January where we fucking crap down our leg in the playoffs because John Harbaugh has us showed up unprepared, or we make one stupid mistake and it fucking snowballs into something that makes us lose the game. And that just seems to be our MO. Seems to be what we fucking do. In the biggest possible moments, we do one stupid thing, and it just fucking snowballs because our coach won't stand in front of the fucking snowball before it gets too big and stop it. That's his fucking job. He's not calling offensive plays. Jack Settleman, fine. I understand that. John Harbaugh is not calling the plays. You can write that 800 times in a fucking tweet. I'm not going to argue with you on that. What John Harbaugh doesn't do is fucking stop things when they're going wrong and doesn't right the fucking ship. And that is why, that is my issue with him. That is why I want to fucking, I don't want to agree with the fire Harbaugh retards. I think that a lot of those people are fucking stupid and don't know what they're talking about. But they make a good point. Harbaugh is the reason we lose a lot of games. So I don't know.
I don't disagree.
It's frustrating.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, to address something you had said earlier, Drew, about who's got it better than this nobody. This Monday, the two coaches who say that ad fucking nauseum are playing each other in LA at SoFi Stadium with a couple of former Ravens staffers playing against the team for the first time, and newly acquired practice squad signing Desmond King having an opportunity to play against the team that drafted him. So there's that Monday Night Football. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, whoever the fuck else, Lisa Salters, Miss Lisa, on the call for the game. So anyway, Will, I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to change it up. I'm going to start with you. I want your keys to this game and how we get a dub on Monday and how we bounce back and win Harbaugh Bowl Part 3.
I think the pass rush rotation is going to be huge. Owe had a really big game. We didn't really mention him when we were talking about the Steelers game, but Owe had 3 sacks. And actually, it looked honestly like he had 4.
He was officially credited with 2.5. I think 1 might have gotten called back due to a penalty or something of the sort. Or
there was a 4th.
So it should have been 3.5 sacks, but the last one got called back.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had a huge game, and he's had a couple of those this year, and he's turning into the player that they used a first-round draft pick on, and that they've kind of been promising to us for a couple seasons. So that's
not going to play out his 5th-year option that got picked up per sources.
yeah, right. But I think that I think our pass rush has to be really good. I think getting Justin Herbert out of rhythm is important. Their receivers kind of stink. This is one of the rare times that it's not even a fucking argument that we have better receivers than the team we're playing against. But, it's a weird game, though, too, because it's Harbaugh versus Harbaugh. These guys know each other really well. So there's going to be, I think, and Roman, obviously, that's a huge storyline.
Booth bitch. We don't call him by his name.
Yeah.
Big Al from Big Al's Toy Barn.
I don't know, man. I feel pretty confident. I'll be real honest. I haven't watched much Chargers football this year.
I've watched enough of it to know that Ja'Kalen Dobbins is like, you know how people talk about how like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley were terrible for the entirety of games, but that they'd have 1 or 2 home run plays that would kind of like pad their stats so that they're kind of, I don't know if like overrated is the right word, but when you look at their final stat line, you know, the bulk of their yards come from 2 or 3 carries, and the rest of the game
they're living off Bidenomics. It's all inflation.
So that's what Ja'Kalen's been this year. It sucks that they're going to be on the West Coast because I thought maybe he'd swing by and hang out like he promised, but still, we're like 2 years removed from that, and still no word of when he's going to come hang out with me. As the Ravens and as John Harbaugh, you know what Greg Roman likes to do, and you know what he likes to call offensively. So you better have a fucking answer for him on the defense. Just flat out, they should not be able to score any points on us. Their defense is underrated. They get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and it's kind of forces, I don't want to say like turnovers, but it forces quarterbacks to kind of make throws that, are turnover-worthy throws. They don't.
I think they might be the number 1 ranked defense in football.
Yeah, they've given up the fewest points in the league.
They've given up the fewest points, and it's because they force teams to. They'll give up the run. They're very soft on the run, but if you want to throw
4.7 yards per carry,
they sort of force you to gamble and make the dumb throw, and sometimes you can come down with catch and score. Sometimes you can't. I just run Derrick Henry down their fucking throats. I want Jim Harbaugh won me a national championship last year, so I don't really want to hurt him too much. I just want the offense to get. I want our defense to fucking smother Justin Herbert. I hate Justin Herbert because I hate most of his fans. I hate people who act like he's like the greatest quarterback of all time. And I want Greg Roman to fucking suffer. I want Chargers fans to feel the pain that we felt for 4 years of that retard calling plays for us. So,
well, I mean,
I got to get on you about something about Drew. I got to get on you about something.
Like 3 weeks, like we were after 4 years.
Here's the fact of life. If you see someone rocking a Chargers jersey that says they're a Chargers fan, as a paid actor because Chargers fans are just like birds. They are not real. They do not exist. They are a figment of your imagination.
So
that one girl who was crying on TV saying she was a Chargers fan. Nope, paid actor. Paid straight from the Gavin Newsom campaign.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
No, birds are government surveillance cameras.
That's only pigeons, but that's fine. We can have this conversation at a different time. Other birds besides pigeons are real. Jake's a little bit, again, I'm normal. I just think pigeons are fake government spy drones. Jake thinks all birds are. But
all birds are. Yep.
Yeah. I want some crisis actors having meltdowns on Twitter after the game, I guess then.
Yep.
I want Justin Herbert fanboys to be like, oh, Greg Roman's holding him back. And I want Greg Roman, fire Greg Roman leaflets outside of the Chargers facility after Monday's game.
Oh, so we get to rub it in Lindsay's face again?
No, we don't say her name.
I don't know who is that. I don't know who that is.
The racist, sexist ballerina, white supremacist.
Hold on. How is she sexist?
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Listen, BT, she hates Asian people. She hates gay people. She hates all minorities. I've never once seen her tweet something sexist before. So I'm going to need you to correct the record. I'm not trying to get sued for slander.
Said some anti-feminist things to me one time.
That's true.
Shit.
About a former guest on this podcast.
She doesn't like when women are more attractive than her and gain, and people comment on them being attractive. That's fair.
Which is fairly
often. I didn't say that out loud. Baja mileage, but anyway. I want Greg Roman to suffer, and I don't know what the best way to do that is. Whether we give up no rushing yards and just kill Justin Herbert, whatever the fuck it's got to be. Like, I want everybody to hate Greg Roman as much as I do after that game. So. Not a lot of keys to the game, though, like Will said. Like, we should win. They're a pretty straightforward team on both sides of the ball, and it's just about showing up prepared and executing.
Yeah, so the big thing for me is this team does not have a receiver that should give us problems. Or
Lad
McConkey's pretty good at football.
What?
That's fine. Well, they don't have a George Pickens. They don't have a Jamar Chase. They don't have
Johnson. Hold on. Quentin Johnson is George Pickens. He's just not a fucking mental midget. He's a guy
that's fast.
He's a physical freak who can't catch the ball sometimes because he does dumb shit, which is exactly what George Pickens does.
No, so the problem with him is, though, the ball, he can't catch the ball because he drops it. And Pickens, his bigger problem is he catches it at the left hash and somehow doesn't get 2 feet in.
Do you think George Pickens tries to not catch those balls? Like, some of the insane stretches that he's had to make to not get 2 feet down on some of those plays is very impressive. Like, you almost have to be trying to do that.
This week he obviously intentionally stepped out of bounds with his right foot.
Right, but just get it inbound.
Listen.
That was not a normal step, I guess is my point. It's he had to extend.
This one was so the other two were there was a lot going on. It was the end of a play. He's
no. So the second one, the one this year where he got the right foot down twice and then got hit and stepped out of the back of the end zone. All right, like you said, a lot of stuff going on. The one before that from last year, he was wide open. He caught it in stride and then jumped 6 feet out of bounds.
I get
for
that.
No reason.
But my point is, those two, him not getting his feet down in bounds was not on purpose. But this week, he just intentionally caught the ball and easily could have touched the ground at any point with his right foot, but intentionally reached out with it to step out of bounds. It was crazy. It was insane. When I saw it happen in real time, I was like, I don't think this fucking guy got his feet down. And then they showed it, and I was like, holy fuck. He really tried hard.
I mean, elite body control. Credit to Grant. Grant has hammered it home to us for years that he's got elite body control. That was out of this world. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody able to contort their body and step out of bounds from that distance away like that. Maybe catch the ball first and, like make sure both feet are in bounds so it counts, but impressive nonetheless.
I've never seen anyone with 3 plays like this.
Yeah,
Ever.
it's just wild.
And 2 of them are in like the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, do we want to, before we get into any deeper, do we want to talk about Deontay Johnson's burner gate today?
Did we send him an invite to discuss on the podcast?
His DMs weren't open, so I did not.
Damn it!
Invite to discuss. That's 100%
What a
Deontay
bastard.
Johnson, number one. Deontay Johnson is mad because since we've acquired him, Patrick Ricard has more catches than he does, which is concerning for a guy that you brought in to be, a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Maybe don't make your username like you can't guard me or whatever the fuck, or
always or probably open.
Probably open, whatever the fuck it was. And if you're gonna operate a burner, like tweet some random shit, not just only Deontay Johnson content. It's either Deontay Johnson or like it's his mom. It's got to be somebody closely linked with him.
100% is.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah. His handle should be like, I don't
not
know,
Deontay Johnson,
like
18.
Toyota Mechanic 50 or something.
Yeah, and then
have it. Make sure
some car shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, make sure it has nothing to do with, your job of playing football and getting open and probably being open. I think.
So that being said,
you're not hiding it very well.
I'm leaning towards like throw the ball to Deontay Johnson like 10 times on Monday. He's just fucking. If you're crazy enough to do that and like be that blatant about having a burner account like that, like that's Kevin Durant level shit.
I've just come up with a counter theory.
Yeah, burner.
What if
have you not seen it, Trippy?
Hold on.
Oh,
what
yeah,
if this burner? What if the burner is Harbaugh, and he created it because they were having trouble? I don't know when it was created. So
man, John Harbaugh don't do no goddamn.
Listen, Trippy, this is a podcast.
John Harbaugh has a flip phone. 100%.
Right.
There's no shot. No, this is a dumb.
Listen,
I'm shooting this theory down.
Listen, I'm trying to create fun entertainment here. So
Stupid. This isn't
John
entertaining.
Harbaugh.
This is just wild.
John Harbaugh, or Chad Steele. Let's say Chad Steele.
Oh,
I can see that.
Okay. So Chad Steele has this burner account because the wide receivers were acting up and they were misbehaving. So anytime a wide receiver misbehaves, he goes in and starts chirping. So it looks like the account is a burner account for that wide receiver. Pretty smart.
Like a motivation kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whoever the fuck's running that is somehow linked to Deontay Johnson, is a very close associate of him, or is Deontay Johnson himself.
It's probably Deontay Johnson. He's deep in the bowels of Twitter with Squirt Queen. So this guy, he's got burners. I know he.
That's true. I forgot that he was following some wild accounts. Yeah,
he follows Squirt Queen.
But that's
crazy. That's crazy how people be looking up shit like that.
Remember when you see
like the man ain't
likes?
human, man.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah,
right.
mean,
Like
fair.
you're not human.
Right.
But,
right. Exactly. No, I agree with you. I think so I think that when Elon made likes private, that's nice. That's good. I like that. But
I don't like that.
I like that.
Private. Make the follows private too. Make it so that no one can see who you're following.
Fuck off. I want things to make fun of people for. My God. What are you doing? You're taking away half the fun of Twitter with this shit.
I mean, I don't agree with Will, but the likes, I like the private likes.
I don't.
Because you gotta think about it, bro. Somebody can look at your page and they be looking at what you liking and shit. Like you feel me?
Well, and listen, a like can mean a lot of different things. So people can make it mean what they want. So they can.
Bro, if somebody go on my page, look, imagine like kids follow me and all that. And somehow they go to my likes and they see me like in a bunch of porn shit. Like, you feel me? And that's how I look at it.
Well, then they learn, the facts of life. So, I mean, then you'd be like a hero at that point.
Listen, children shouldn't be on Twitter. Just to be clear.
That's part of the problem is if I could ban people under 18 from following me, that would be phenomenal. But There are times I find myself in the weeds fighting with like 17-year-olds, and I was like,
Zamboni, you have no proof of that. We're going to sue you.
Trippy is saying
Expect legal papers.
He's a
Trippy is
degen.
saying he's a what?
Degen.
Yeah,
Degen. Short for
There's no
degenerate.
judgmental, disgusting. Fucking
Yep.
2024.
Anyway.
Freedom of expression.
That's
Anyway,
why
let's get jersey picks and scores. What we got? I'm leaning white purple.
Same.
white purple.
Hold on.
White
Chargers.
white with the light purple pants.
There's no such thing as light purple pants on me.
One of these
That would
times
be
we're just
lavender.
One of these times we're just gonna bust out like a lighter shade of purple pants, and we're all gonna be
That'd
like,
be-
"Fuck, trippy."
That'd be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, damn, they're just having them wear these legit
I ain't
yoga
gonna lie,
pants.
Apparently, everyone's giving their jersey picks. BT's very quiet. What's your jersey pick?
I'm gonna go redemption for the white jersey, black pants.
Guarantee they don't wear that.
You're
I ain't
Guarantee. They ain't gonna wear
I'm starting to hate that
Not this
combo.
week.
dumb.
Nah, it's still the
like that
winningest
combo.
away combo. It's still the winningest one. But that being said, they're not gonna wear it this week.
All right, I'm just
I
going
don't
to let
like
everybody
that
know
move.
it's Monday Night Football. They're in LA. They're wearing white.
Gross.
Here's
was
the
gonna
only
say
reason.
that, white.
Here's
I
the
think
only
that
reason why I'm
white.
going to disagree with you on that. Because I thought about it, and they've done that before when they've played the Chargers in a primetime game
Last
in
year,
LA, and they've worn white. No, last year they wore white purple. Last year they wore white purple.
white purple. So they might
Yes.
wear white.
Well,
He's
they
the
also-
only reason why. He's the only reason why I don't think they're going to do that. Because I think they're going to save the white for Christmas against the Texans.
Well, last Christmas was a Monday night.
Yeah, that's why I think they're going to save it for the Netflix game.
Will supporting white jerseys is basically like him saying, "I want to join the Klan." So
I don't like it. I'm telling you, that's
you
what I
give
think is
me.
going to happen.
Hold on. Will has. I don't know if you've ever said it on air, but Will gives me so much shit because I make fun of him for being wrong about the jersey picks, saying you got to pick with your heart, you got to pick what you want, and then he picks white. So Will is supporting white.
Listen,
supremacy.
my brain and my
Disgusting.
heart are both telling me that the Ravens are going to wear white, all white on Monday.
They
The
will wear white
Chargers have already
jerseys.
come out. They're wearing the all navy this week,
Right, exactly.
which
Oh,
we
yeah,
wore white
that
purple
does.
against that
White purple.
combo last year. But we've also worn white against that same combo. But this is like
White
back in
purple.
2018.
So
I think
when
it's
I
white
made
purple.
this decision was when I saw the picture come. I saw a tweet from NFL Fashion, whatever, and it was the navy jersey. So as soon as I saw that, I said, "All right, I'm doing white. I'm gonna do white."
All right, so it's white purple, but that's fine. You can be wrong as usual. It's
I hope I am wrong. I obviously hope it's white purple, but I think it's gonna be white.
Then pick with your heart.
I think they're going to save that for Christmas and do another white Christmas shit because I think every time they played on Christmas they've worn white pants. Pittsburgh in
Jake-
2016.
Jake comes
last
up
year
with-
when I saw them.
Jake could be totally making this up, but he says it with conviction and it sounds convincing. So I'm with him. White purple, white on Christmas.
Yeah, 'cause I thought
Easy.
that's what I'm saying.
Makes it easy.
I think we're gonna wear
Yep.
purple Christmas though.
At
too.
Houston? Nuh-uh.
You too.
Or
And
purple
then-
We're going
black.
to
I think it's
Houston.
gonna be purple black.
I don't think we're going to wear home uniforms. I think the Texans are
Or
going to wear
black,
their home
or black.
uniforms. Because that's what's their stadium? NRG Stadium or some shit?
I think so.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah, because we're going
Careful.
to Houston.
Careful.
Mhm.
Hey, I didn't
Yeah,
say
that-
anything of the sort.
Listen,
And our
Hey yo,
be careful.
Raven fans was talking about shit. I ain't going now. It's Christmas. Look, now as soon as they announce Beyonce going, everybody and their mother want to go now.
Fuck
Fuck
Beyonce and that
Are we in the
Illuminati
trust
bullshit.
tree? Are we in the trust tree here? Meaning that there's going to be no wild Beyonce fans in the comments. I don't get it. She's not
That's
that
the only
talented.
bro. Listen, I guarantee you.
I
never fucked with her roommates.
Rihanna's all the way up here.
Right.
And Beyonce's like here.
Beyonce's like just most overhyped artist of all time. I
Agreed.
don't get it.
100%.
Never understood it. Her, Taylor Swift, and Ariana Grande are just, I don't get why they have fans. They're not talented. They're gross people. Beyonce was at a lot of Diddy parties. So just, food for thought. If you're going down there to see Beyonce, then you support the actions of Sean Combs. So.
Diddy.
All right, I'm gonna start the scores because we already
Okay.
did jerseys. 31-21.
Okay. I'm calling for. Go ahead, Drew. That's all you.
42-21. I say we have a much bigger offensive game. The 21 seems fair. I think that makes sense, but I think we score a lot more points.
Because both teams are going to want to run the ball and set up with the play action, I'm calling for a Derrick Henry 200-yard game. I'm hoping to see him get 30-plus carries and break the single-game rushing record and get 300 yards on the ground.
Jesus,
and we beat the shit out of the Chargers. Hey, if you're getting a 4.7 yards per carry on the ground, but you're pretty good through the air stopping the pass, why attack the strength? Just consistently attack the weakness until they load everyone in the box. And even then, they're a small defense that can't really tackle very well. Like, they're good. Like, they've been playing really well under Minter. But that being said, fuck that. Derrick Henry game. Beat him up. Jesse Minter was on that staff whenever he went up for 200 against us back then. I could see him going off against that Chargers defense because everyone has. So, I'm going 34-20. I'm going 34-17. Derrick Henry 3 touchdowns, 250 yards on the ground.
All right.
Say it with my chest.
Trippy, what do you got for a score?
Give me Ravens 40. Give me Ravens 42. Chiefs. I mean, not Chiefs. My bad. I'm tripping.
C team. You're close.
Chargers 31. I think JK gonna have a big game this week.
No.
Nope.
Stop. Nope.
No,
Even good
I
against
mean,
the run.
I ain't trying to be a homer or nothing. I just feel like he got something to prove. Cause like you gotta think about it, right? Like, and
I don't think he'll get the touches to really have that big game.
He had something to prove here for a few.
Yeah. But
never
look,
did.
Yeah, right. But just hear me out real quick, right? The last time he played the Bengals, right? When was it? In the playoffs, right? Did we use him? No. So, and plus, I mean, every time he played the Bengals, he always fuck them up, though. But
he didn't last week. No, he scored. He did score the game winner.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, he scored.
We did use him. We did use him. It's just he was mad that he wasn't used on that one particular play where Tyler Huntley handed the ball to.
They kept taking my man out, bro. I was at the game. I was right
like
there.
16 carries for 100 plus yards.
Your man is gonna press and suck because that's what he does. It's the choking suck eye at him.
I bet you ain't gonna take us under this week.
100%.
Oh yeah, 100%. We've been good against the run this year.
Donation.
30 carries for 110. That's the only way he's going to get over 100 yards.
On fire, Trippy. By the way, Big Dog Son parlay hit. Everybody who tailed that. Yeah, so everybody who tailed that and won, you owe half your winnings to Will via Venmo. He will give them to Big Dog Son. So, just
Big Dog Son, as promised, delivered on a plus 1,000 parlay. Great parlay.
Christmas is coming soon. Send them your fucking money, assholes. Thank you.
I'm gonna go something similar. I'm gonna go ahead and go something similar to Drew, though. I'm gonna go 52-17.
Damn, 50 burger. Let's go.
All right. Fucking Devin weighing in.
You know the fucking Chargers have given up like
very few points.
The least amount of points in the whole league.
Yeah,
that means they're due. Law averages.
They are doomed. We are looking for a revenge game, bouncing off a huge or a loss to a division rival that, should have went a completely different way. So I think we're going to have a bounce back.
Honestly, the only concern for me with this game is the fact that Jim now has a bunch of former John Staffers. Usually when the other team has a bunch of former John Staffers, they usually play us pretty tough. So the only reason why we lost to the Giants in 2022 is a fucking wink. But otherwise,
don't
you're giving up that
fucking name. Fuck wink.
Yeah.
I at least didn't have to watch him fuck up my Saturday.
Yep, you got a week off from that at least.
You got a break.
You got a break.
Yeah, I got a break, and then the Ravens
Damn,
were like,
that was.
I love how
BT parlay you put in. I like
BT,
that.
Right? That was As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I got to get this one in real quick. BT, you said You like
Dang,
a
I
bounce
wish I would have
back
put
week.
that in, but
The
see, I
Ravens
saw that the
scored
last
16
minute, though.
points, and you're now projecting them for 52.
Yep.
Going over 3 times as many points as they scored in the
if
1
you
week.
go law averages here, though, like the Ravens have averaged about 30 a game, so that means they're due for about 50 this week. So BT might be on something there.
I don't
Little
know.
bit. It's going a little high, but it's fine. It's
I don't know if this is the week to predict that one, but you know what?
I mean, fuck
That's
James
why
too.
that's why we have a whole array of opinions here, right? We got 5 different people with 5 different points of view. It's fine.
I also need Lamar to stiff arm Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa. Sorry, wrong Bosa. Just for comedic purposes.
I want to see Lamar do that and then call him a white dude for Harris.
Yeah, I also want to
Nice.
see Derrick Henry stiff arm him too. It's like, oh, Joey, I heard you voted for Kamala. What do you think about that? Just because why not? Fuck it.
Fucking might as well.
Yeah.
Well, like last week we had that. Like one thing we didn't mention about the Steelers game, the rivalry is back in like at like a high level. There's fighting.
Patrick Queen bought it back.
Okay, hold on. This fighting shit. This is what I was talking about with fucking Roquan. There really wasn't that much fucking fighting.
Listen, doesn't matter. All I
Somebody's
know is
coming
that
in
they're
and pushing Marlon like
listen.
that. Somebody needs to come fucking clean him out. I want
Yeah,
some blood. I want fucking blood.
Okay, right. But
Injuries
what
and blood.
all
None of
I'm
this
saying is
pussy shit
this.
anymore.
But we're in the era now where you get a personal foul called against you, you get 2, you're out. So as soon as that happened, their offensive lineman became a target, and he should have been a target the entire game. You should have been going after him.
And you didn't.
Right. Yes, that's a head coach problem.
Right. I want a fucking.
If I'm the head coach and I see that, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna send in my agitator, whoever that may be, and I'm gonna go have him fuck with that offensive lineman.
I want Russell Wilson's concussion water to be fucking put to the test here, and you fucking late hit him and see if that lineman's gonna come do something about it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. You got.
Yeah. Well,
right.
we didn't because we're led by a fucking.
You got to chirp this guy.
Games.
And once he's on he's already, he's on the chopping block. You got to push him over the fucking edge. This is what again. So yeah,
that was
a head coaching problem.
Game. George Pickens didn't fucking get angry, and you got this chippy game going on. Somebody got to punch George Pickens in the dick after a play or something.
Right.
Fucking set that moron off. Like why didn't that happen? Because Roquan. That's why. Fucking bitch. Sick of his shit. Pissing me off again. Fucking thinking about it. Led by this, professional buttoned up asshole. I want somebody fucking causing mayhem on the field.
Before he gets any angrier, that's gonna do it for this week's installment. We will be back to discuss this, that, and the other. Remember, Chargers fans are not real. Don't believe the fucking hype. They are crisis actors. They're paid by their state government. But meanwhile, it is time for me to die.
Yeah.
Zone 32.